Yes, let's get into it. So I'm going to take the Benefit Precisely My Brow Eyebrow Pencil in shade 4.5, and I am going to slay these brows, okay? So I am just going to use my technique on using those short, small strokes to go ahead and fill in my eyebrow. Now, if you are interested in the eyebrow tutorial, I have a great one that's up on my page. Definitely go check it out. I am just going to fill in my brows pretty much with this eyebrow pencil here, and I am going to go through and show you step by step in this tutorial as well. But if you want a step-by-step guide on how to create the perfect brow, just go ahead and check out that video on my page, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. Alright, so we're going to go in and carve out our brow. I'm currently using the P. Louise eyeshadow base in shade Rumor number 4. I do love this eyeshadow base. I always appreciate any type of base or concealer that is on the thicker side because it allows me to place the product exactly where it needs to go. I like to start my carving of my brow just a tad bit up underneath the line that I created with my eyebrow pencil, and then I like to take my concealer brush and I like to move the base or concealer exactly where I want it to go when it's time to carve out my brow. And then I'm going to pull that product down as well, of course, because it's going to double as my eyeshadow base. So going back in with that P. Louise eyeshadow base, I'm just going to go ahead and cover the rest of the lid so that way we can go ahead and get this color popping. Alright, so next I'm going to carve out the top of my brow, and I'm using that same P. Louise eyeshadow base, and you can see a little bit better here while I'm carving out my brow just how great that base is. Look how evenly it distributes on the brow as I'm pushing it exactly where it needs to be. I'm actually pretty happy the fact that I went a little bit neutral toned with this eyeshadow base because I'm able to use it exactly where I need to use it on my skin, and it blends flawlessly. And I'm just going to take a small beauty blender and I'm just going to blend the rest of that concealer in to my skin. Alright, next, just going in with some NYX brow gel just to go ahead and lay those extra hairs down. Next, I'm going to go in with my Jaclyn Hill palette. It's going to be a lighter shade pink, and it's the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. This is going to be my transition color. So I'm just going to tap this color exactly where I want it to be. After placing that color exactly where I want it to be, I'm going to go in with a brush and I am going to blend out that harsh line just so that way it can lay lightly and flawlessly on top of the skin. Alright, so next I'm going to do the exact same thing I did to the opposite side to this side. I'm just going in and tapping that color in exactly where I want it to be. Then I'm going to take one of my fluffy brushes and I'm going to start using those small circular strokes to go ahead and blend out that line. And then I'm going to take another fluffy brush and I'm going to blend the color out even more. Next, I'm going to go in with a more deeper shade to provide some density to that color. And I'm just going to, again, tap and place the color where I want it to go first. I don't want it to get messy and I don't want the color to go outside of where I actually want it to go. You are in the control of placing your shadow, so just be mindful exactly where you're placing it in order for you to get the look that you're trying to create. Alright, and again, I'm going to do the same thing that I do to one side, and I'm going to do it to the opposite side as well. Again, placing that deeper pink on top of that lighter pink to create density for the look that we're creating today, this mauve flower bomb. Alright, so we're going to go back in with that P. Louise eyeshadow base in rumor number 4, and I'm actually going to carve out exactly where I want this deep mauve color to go. Alright, so now that our crease is done being carved out, we are going to go in with this beautiful magenta color from the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette as well. Now, me personally, I'm looking for a deep concentration of this magenta color. Each look may vary. Make it your own. But I'm going to go in and to my desired satisfaction, and I'm going to pack this color on until I get the desired look. And I actually sped this part up, but also pay attention to the detail and the time that it's going to take me to place this color on there to get the exact look that I'm going for. And as you can see, I am just tapping the color exactly where I want it to be. And I am going to go back in with that light pink shade. And I'm just going to place just a tad bit of pink right above that deep magenta color because I do want both colors to pop and to transition beautifully. And as I mentioned before, what you do to one side, you definitely have to do to the other. I personally like this method because it also is going to help me with the balance of the colors and balance of my application just to make sure both of my eyes both look the same or if not similar. All right, so I'm going to go in with my big fluffy brush, and I am just going to blend out that lighter pink shade at the top, just because I want to mix that magenta shade and that lighter shade together, just so that way it's a flawless blend. All right, so next I'm going to take this beautiful iridescent color out of the Jaclyn Hill palette as well, and I'm going to place it on that top brow bone. It is a beautiful color. Ooh, look at it. Ow. So next I'm going to go in with my Milk Primer. This stuff is amazing. I like it because it makes my skin very tacky, so any makeup sticks to it. I would say, let's not say makeup, any foundation sticks to it. Next, I'm going in with my favorite all-time Fenty Beauty foundation. It's the Hydrating Foundation, and I'm just going to tap it exactly where I need it to be. And then I'm going to take the brush and I'm going to apply these stippling motions. I'm not going to streak it or drag it. I'm just going to place it by tapping exactly where I want it to go. As you can see, during this application, as to why this is probably my favorite foundation. It matches my skin. Oh my God, probably 100%. I don't even know if I can go back to any other foundation. And it also provides me with that hydrating look. I do like the dewy look myself. I was into the matte look for a long time, but it's something about that dewy look. Then I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty concealer. Me personally, I don't like a bright under eye. I like all of my foundation to look natural and my concealer to look natural, so it blends naturally. Now I will lighten it up by placing just a tad bit of my Tarte Shape Tape concealer. It's not a personal fave of mine, but I spent my money on it, so I'm going to use it. And I'm just going to place just a tad bit because it is a little bit lighter. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with my Beauty Blender. Listen, this concealer face right here is so hilarious. I just think it's so funny. Anyone who ever has applied concealer has made this face. Y'all show off y'all best concealer face. Also, another quick tidbit regarding your concealer. Whenever you place your concealer, you don't want to streak or drag it. You just want to tap it into the skin and it will blend flawlessly. Don't drag it, just pat it. And then afterwards, set with your favorite setting powder. My all-time fave for blushes is Format and Trace Gold from MAC. Format provides me with that natural, warm look, and then Trace Gold provides me with that light hit your skin highlight look. And I know it's so weird to say, but it doesn't provide you with that blinding gold highlight look. It just provides you with the look that if the light naturally hits your face, that's what I always go for. And I like to place it on my forehead just a little and above my eyebrows because those are the points that the light hits your face. I like to also go in with this kind of purple shimmering color, and I like to place it on top of the Trace Gold to give me a more highlighted effect. Ooh. All right, so next I am just going to line my lip with my favorite liner. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is Night Moth by MAC. I like to carefully place it because I know my hand is really shaky. And for this tutorial, since my eyes came out so good, I am going to just go ahead and precisely line my lip because I'm actually putting on a liquid lipstick. And I just want to make sure I have a great guideline already before I place the lipstick on. All right, so now that we created that outline, I'm going to go in with Topped with Brandy by MAC, and I'm going to carefully place that liquid lip on, and I am going to show you a technique that I learned over the years. I'm going to take a fluffy brush, and I'm going to go ahead and diffuse that line out instead of mixing my lips together. My lips are fairly on the smaller side, so I have to, you have to use techniques, or you have to use what you have to use in order to create that flawless application, and this actually works great for me. All right, so I'm going in with my favorite setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. If you want to keep your face beat, honey, this is what you need to use. I wouldn't steer you in the wrong direction. I'm going to spray a generous amount, and while my face is still wet from the setting spray, I'm going to go in with that Snow Flushed highlighter from MAC, and I'm going to place just a little bit more on my cheekbones. Yeah, I get so hyped when I get my lash on the first time because it takes me forever. These are one of my favorite lash lines, Lily Lash in the style Caramel. So I'm just taking a little bit of that same color that I use on my brow bone, and I'm placing it in my inner corner. I believe that it opens up the eye beautifully when you place a light shimmer color in that inner corner of your eye. Y'all ready for the final look?